Coops, Broncos 29-28. One of the most amazing games I've seen. Reece Walsh, that performance, he had an eventful afternoon to say the least. That last 15 minutes, well, when he came on with 15 minutes to go in regular time and what spilled off into extra time and Golden Point, it's, in my opinion, the last 15 minutes in regular time is up there with Nathan Cleary's 2023 Grand Final, last 17 minutes.
I agree. Nathan Cleary is one, and Reece Walsh number two on that list. Sunday afternoon football in Canberra. Two teams that have some individual brilliance, attacking flair that defensively they're not the greatest defensive teams, but put KO Weeks, Reece Walsh, those players on a pitch together on a Sunday afternoon. It was arguably one of the games we've seen in a long, long time because they delivered and the intensity and the emotion surrounding it. Look, you couldn't have scripted it. There were high highs, there were low lows, there was everything in between. And ultimately, Ben Hunt was the man that delivered for his team. Like it was an epic.
Coop, that's how the game is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, the way it was played yesterday, and it is brought about best through day football, which is early in the game, the big guys got the ascendancy and they terrorise the little blokes. But as the game starts to wear on, you're starting to see the bigger blokes starting to hit the wall because of the speed and intensity, and suddenly the second half's the little man's game.
So you think there should be more afternoon football in finals off the back of that?
Well, it's hard. You know, we work in the broadcast industry, and the fact that broadcasters are paying such billions of dollars, it makes it hard. But in an ideal world, I love day football.
Yeah.
I would still love a day grand final. And they say, yeah, but it's eyeballs on screen. I've got no doubt that if you went to the broadcaster and said, listen, there's going to be more eyeballs on it, it's just the fact that people are going to sit around having barbecues and pubs and whatnot, you could sell it.
Do you think in hindsight Ricky's regretting playing on a Sunday afternoon because it just opened up Reece Walsh, didn't it?
Oh,
like
man.
If that is on a Saturday night, cold in Canberra, he does not have the speed, the time and the ball security to do those things.
Coops, and that is such a great point. Night football in Canberra compared to a couple of hours earlier, it's totally different football.
It brings Reece Walsh back from being 10 out of a 10 threat, he's 7.5, 8 threat.
And Coops, and when I said that's how football should be played with the big blokes versus the little blokes, evidence of that, KO Weeks and Reece both in the back half were basically doing whatever they wanted.
And the key part to us was Reece Walsh and KO Weeks, two passes wide, one-on-one with an edge defender. It's almost forcing that edge defence to second guess.
Yeah.
And there's a point of difference with Weeks and Walsh. Walsh is more creative and Weeks is a hell of a runner. Like Walsh is good, but he's strong through the hips, Weeks. When he breaks the tackle, he gets through the other side. And when the Broncos were coming, every time Reece Walsh got that ball, Tamale and Jed Stewart on the wings were almost guessing because they were just under that much threat. Like they were half guessing whether they should turn in, jam in, stay out. And when you're doing that, wow.
And you can see that right side defence with Canberra. Fogarty and Timoko, you could see they were really struggling together in combination with communication.
Could move with the speed that Walsh was to make it 3-on-3. That's made the indecision for Stewart.
And that's when you see it. You see with Jed, you're sitting there on the wing and you're going, has he got him? Hasn't he? You know, and it's the lack of communication on the inside which makes wingers either go in or out. Or, as I said, they're guessing. During that extra time, Golden Point period, what did you see there, Coops?
Benny Hunt deserves the accolades he gets for kicking that field goal. But there is a multitude of errors from both teams in the lead up to it. In terms of game management, this is with a couple of minutes to go in regulation. Jamal Fogarty, fifth play, runs from dummy half. Ethan Strange has to kick the ball and look what happens. Every metre counts in close contests. That's the metre that Walsh needs to take that field goal shot that gets the penalty, right? So Jamal Fogarty cannot run from dummy half on the fifth play. He needed to get the ball to somewhere else. This is in extra time. I've got no idea why you don't take the field goal shot in extra time. Tick over the scoreboard, put scoreboard pressure on, forces the opposition to do silly things. This one, Walsh just kicks across the field of Katoni Staggs. That's in general play mode. Just because it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes of extra time doesn't mean the field goal is redundant.
Take it when you can, not when you need it.
This one here, Hudson Young was in the perfect position for a right-footed field goal. He runs left, runs all the way to the other side of the field. Jamal Fogarty tries to kick this, But look at the pressure. Right foot pressure coming inside. So Hudson Young needs to take a bit of ownership to help your halfback out in that moment. And there was just one more. Sasungi has to play the ball here. This is with 30 seconds to go in extra time. The game is on the line. Fogarty can win it here. One run in. And look, he does okay here for Papali'i, but just kick the field goal.
Yeah.
Like one extra pass. Look, slow delivery. Now he passes. Papali'i needs to take more ownership here. Going all in on this play and put in Owen Paddy there.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. He had Fogarty a chance to win it then.
Pressure, Coops, and fatigue.
Yeah, it does.
Isn't it?
But I will say this, pressure should be replicated. Now, I know Nathan Cleary is known as the Iceman in our competition. To kick a match-winning field goal as a halfback, it's hard enough as it is. But then putting other things in play where the players don't help you do it, that makes it more difficult. And there was a couple of occasions that I think if the Raiders are in that situation again, and I know you want players to play with freedom and eyes up, but really, with 30 seconds to go on the game, just be cold-hearted, put it in a position and trust your halfback to kick.
Isn't it funny? Ricky, I think when he sits with the team, goes through the tape, he'll look at that and say, boys, you know, composure, you know, with under pressure.
Bounced off and skittled across 40 metres to get the play the ball. Mate, bump down, get the play. That's a quick play the ball. I'm pretty certain Jamal would have kicked it.
Amongst everything that went on, you know, in regular time, you know, the errors late and everything, the biggest crime for the Raiders was the fact that they did something they haven't done at all this year, and that was tighten up and stop playing football. Like, now, if they, in that last 14 minutes, Coop, if they just continue to play their natural game, they win.
Yep. And that was a question mark about the Raiders. Lacking big game experience in key positions. They had all the confidence in the world, and for 60 minutes they delivered on it.
The other player, and I tell you, my heart goes out because news has just started to come through, Billy Walters, potential ACL.
Yep.
He has, that's a big blow to the Broncos. He's been sensational in the six. And so what do they do now? What do you think?
Look, they have delivered off the back of when Ezra Mam and Adam Reynolds went down. Reece Walsh has gone to another level. Ben Hunt has done okay. And Billy, you know, bad news, but he's been very, very good. So if I'm Adam Reynolds and I'm sitting on the sideline and I've just seen my team do what they've done without me, it's up to Adam to come in, because he definitely comes in. Adam Reynolds definitely comes into 7.
Yep.
It's up to him to come in and keep that flow going. It's not about Adam coming up with the big plays. It's about the game management and getting the ball into position 2 passes wider so Reece Walsh gets it on that edge defence with that speed and space. It's a selfless attitude, a team-first mentality from Adam Reynolds for them to win the comp.
There's a lot of similarities between Ponga and Walsh in the fact you see their sweet spot is in exactly the same position. Coming around on that sweep option down his left-hand side, that's where you can see how, I mean, he's dangerous left, but he's really dangerous on that left.
And Reynolds does have a great ability of squaring up defenders and condensing them. We've highlighted that at different stages, but he just needs to come in and make Reece Walsh the main man.
Coop, Storm 26-18. Mate, really, again, like all the finals, really entertaining game to watch. I will say both sides, you know, including Melbourne Storm, they need to pick up significantly if they're going to win the title.
Yeah, I think the Melbourne Storm were the favourites before a ball was kicked. And the only real question mark that came in was prior to this game about their form and against the Roosters and the Broncos. Off the back of beating the Dogs and off the back of what's happened in the competition so far, I think they're back to competition favourites. Yeah, I do. You've got to put trust in what Harry Grant and Munster can deliver because I tell you what, Jonah Pezzett played in the biggest game of his career, showed that he belonged.
Yes.
Swagger, confidence, and there's a couple of moments that I really liked. Swinging from the right-hand side and kicking the ball on Munster's left-hand side, kicked a 40-20, ran the footy, try-saving tackle on Burton. Like, there's a couple of things that says, you know what, this guy's got something. And Wishart goes to probably his more natural 14 role. He comes off the bench and scores a vital try fresh. Yeah, because the courage that Wishart showed in that moment to score that try, there's not too many small players in the competition that would have been able to do that.
Coop, you know, along with Penrith, I think the Melbourne Storm were the best side in the competition at identifying someone and their tendencies as far as what they do in defence and attack as well. But I'm going to show you an example here. Exploiting it. And this play led to the first try. Around the back, and they gone at Lachlan. And Lachlan's, you know, he's a young guy, you know. And he does. He lacks experience. He's only played a handful of first-grade games. And the golden rule, Coop, as you know in defence, the golden rule is you do not slide until the ball goes past you. And you watch Munster here, and you can see Galvin sitting there, and he desperately wants to save the potential 4-on-3 on the outside. And he waits. Munster just delays it just enough.
Train spotting stuff, this is what makes Cameron Munster very, very good, because Preston and Kickout have a trait where they like to wipe out the halves. What Munster does is he gets to a position, lets Preston come and wipe himself out, and the timing and intent from Chan on the inside shoulder of Galvin puts him in that awkward position. So some ball players overplay it. Watch this. Munster will get there. And once he gets to Preston, he stops and squares up and allows Preston to lean in.
He does, yeah.
And that makes the play.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great timing. Yes, they're targeting Galvin, but they know that their Bulldogs back rowers pressure halves heavily.
Can we just have a look at that again, right? And watch Munster here, right? On sweep shapes, a lot of times, ball players will run and rush themselves. Look at him just bog-trotting. So he's inviting Preston, come and get me.
He's the bait. He's the bait. Just tempo ball playing, drifting across, and as soon as Preston comes, he knows he's got Galvin hooked.
What do you think? Toby Sexton, when he went onto the field, reward for Toby Sexton, because got every right to throw his, to blow up, throw the toys out of the cot, but the way he's conducted himself through it is class and calmer. You know, he's back into the football side, and I will say this, everyone started to assume their natural roles. I thought Galvin looked far more comfortable in the 6, which we've always said. He's a 6.
How funny is the storylines in our game?
It's incredible.
Sexton comes on first touch, scores.
First touch.
Second touch, show and go, almost scores.
I know.
And then him and Galvin combine for the try. Look, at the wrong time of year, the Dogs are getting injuries they can't afford to have. I don't want to write them off, but without Stephen Crichton, they're a long shot of doing anything in this competition. Naturally, I think for the Dogs to win a big game in September, they need Burton in 6. That's what I think. But with the outside backs going down, I think he has to play in the centres, right?
Sure.
So Sexton and Galvin there. If I'm Serraldo this week and I know that Galvin's going to be targeted because the Penrith know him inside out, Cherry comes back into the side, you partner him next to Sexton, you put Burton next to Galvin, and you come up with a watertight defensive game plan to stop Nathan Cleary.
And Cooper, I actually think their defence has been good.
They need to double down on it again. Right?
Because
so they lost to Penrith a few weeks ago. It was 8-6 or 10-8. They need that again. Because they can't score 20 points and beat Penrith.
Because you look at the first half, right? Melbourne are pouring through them. In the first, like around the ruck. So they're winning the Ardish game. Their defence is very good, I must say, in their own quarter. Their own quarter defence is very, very strong. Given the fact that Melbourne clearly won the Ardish battle, yet going in at half time, they're only down 8 points to 6. And the score flattered them, but it was a byproduct of digging in defensively. They've just got to talk about, it's an obvious thing and a boring thing to talk about. Just eliminate the errors or cut down on the errors.
Well, halfway through the year, they were the best defensive team in the comp. Then they thought if they want to win the grand final, they need to add a little bit of spark to their attack. Well, they need to go back to their basic principles. If they want to win this weekend, they need to be the best defensive team in the competition. So I'm not sure who's available, but pick your best defensive team and beat Penrith 12-10. They're not going to score 20 points against Penrith.
That's right. Go in with the mindset is we're going for a 0-0 draw even.
And if you can kick a field goal in the 79th minute, do it.
Do it. Well, we'll talk about Kickout for a second, because I just don't think they used him enough. And he had Jonah on him a little bit. And, Kickout, doesn't matter who's marking Kickout. Blake could be 6 foot and 100 kilos. He's going to be a handful. But they just didn't isolate him enough. And we spoke about Toby Sexton's first try, but this is an example. Just getting Kickout one-on-one with the edge, and something happens, fortuitous, for sure. But there was another one, the third Bulldogs try, that they did what we talk about all the time, that shot mentality. They work to the middle, they take the ball to the edge, to the other edge to gather numbers, and this is where they go. And again, it's Kickout's presence, that really unsettles Grant Anderson.
So just to explain presence, the fact that Kickout is let's call him 115 kilograms up against Jonah Pezzett. Grant Anderson, if that is just a back row at 100 kegs, Grant Anderson takes a metre and stands there on Matt Burton. But the fact it's Kickout, he slightly turns his shoulders in, holds his edge, big nerve, because he has to get involved with this.
Yeah.
And then the pass comes to Burton and he's half a metre away from making the tackle.
Right, yeah.
That's all it is. Like when it comes down to moments, the presence of Kickow, if it is going to happen this weekend and they win, just come up with something where Kickow is everywhere and he might just come up with a play.
Coop, in football sometimes, and I just want to use this example, is that something can happen in a game, like way back, 3 or 4 minutes even earlier, just a tiny little thing. But what happens, it's almost like the pebble in the pond and everything, all the reverberations happen. And you look at the Dogs' second try as an example. They're playing a simple yardage game, and they're struggling a little bit in yardage, but Carraz, right? Carraz just dips behind, sticks his nose through, gets a quick play of the ball. Suddenly, Santilli backs it up, and the halves are suddenly saying, hang on, apart from doing a yardage kick, we're in a position for an attacking kick here. Goes up, they force the error from Meaney, they get the scrum feed, and in that next set of 6, they score. Now that all stems from that run from Jacob Carraz.
Yep, and we're going to give Munster a rap for his ball playing, and Galvin did a really good job there. Got to his target defender and squared up.
Talking about Penrith, Wars possibly won the battle of physicality, but Panthers won the battle of smarts because of the 7.
If the Warriors had Nathan Clear on their side, they'd win that game.
Yeah.
Yep. Penrith is now sitting in a rails run, just waiting for the home straight to come. Like everything's forming.
Incredible.
For them. I really like what Fisher Harris and Leota did. Like respect to those two guys. They're good mates, but they went at each other early on. Fisher Harris inspired those other forwards to play to a really level that they haven't played all year. And the point of difference, the thing that Penrith did that won them the game, is the moment in the second half, it was 12-8 and the game was in the balance. Dylan Edwards came up with a huge play. Saved a 40-20, slid across the ground, caught the ball, threw it back over his shoulder, kept the ball in play. Alamotti did a similar thing where he caught the ball, got out of the in-goal just.
Yeah.
Every little inch added to Nathan Cleary kicking that ball and Casey McLean going to score that try.
Yeah, people say lucky bounce of the ball, but it stems from the hard work.
If that 40-20 goes out, the Warriors are in a position to tick over the scoreboard. If Alamotti gets in the end goal, maybe the Warriors score a try. The other player that I will highlight is, he's obviously missed the September at the moment, but Nathan Cleary's kicking game. To give some insights, it bucketed down just before kickoff and the wind was up and about. All he did was went into the game controlling, if we defend well, the Warriors don't have a lot of attacking options. I can win this game with my kicking game.
Yep.
Knowing that the early kicks on the ground, skidding across the wet ground, making it really difficult for the Warriors, just repeat set after repeat set.
Pressure.
And then when he had a dropout, he's just rifling along the ground instead of kicking in the air.
Yeah.
It's just footy IQ and through the roof.
Yeah, it certainly is, Coops. Watching that, and I saw it in the final series last year. Here's his bounce. What a bludger of a bounce.
Yeah.
But watching the final series, Coop, I reckon just about the biggest sin in finals football is giving away a 7-tackle set. Over the course of this week 1, I think there was probably 7 tackle sets given away. I reckon there was 4 tries off them.
Yep.
And it happens to the best of them. You'll see Nathan Cleary, which led to the Warriors' try. He went down a right-hand side, kicked it. It just went dribble, a little bit too far. They go down the other side, the Wars. Leka Halasima scores.
Halfback's mindset, when you catch the ball in a kick return and you get tackled, your fullback gets tackled inside 20, a halfback is thinking, let's just get out of here and kick the ball back. When there's a 7-tackle set that happens, you're thinking, what's my attacking kick at the end of this? So while it's 20 metres and doesn't look like it's a big thing, it ends up being a big thing for the next 5 minutes because I've gone from just staying in the grind and kicking the ball back to thinking, I can now start with an attacking kick and I might be able to come up with some points.
If Penrith just do 2 things for the rest of this season, if they just defend well and in yardage regularly get Nathan to attacking kick positions, I don't know who beats them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think Melbourne could go with them, but it's a very good point.
Warriors season, out of 10, it was an injury. It was a season that was really knocked around with injuries
Yeah.
back half. I've gone 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I thought, given all things considered, I was tempted to give them an 8, but 7.5 out of 10.
I think they're a better team or doing something more in this competition if they've got Metcalf and Barnett.
No doubt.
I think they're still playing.
Best player? I've gone Halasima.
Halasima or Aaron Clark?
Yeah. Clark, you're right. Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah. Roosters, Sharkies. Coops, what did the Roosters, where'd they get it wrong?
Well, second half errors put themselves under pressure, and then just their attack in key moments, too sideways. We've just spoken about playing arrow straight and direct, engaging defenders. They were just finessing the ball, trying to go around. And in a close contest, you go into the game with Mark Nwanga and Daniel Tupou on the wings. Even if you're not playing well, fifth tackle, kick it in the best position for one of them to do their thing. So I thought the Sharks, and to be fair, the Roosters forwards, it was a great physical battle. They were at each other for the majority of it. The point of difference in the game was Trindle.
Trindle was
when they got
terrific.
the attacking possession, 5 minutes before half time, Trindle used his speed and footwork, evaded a couple of defenders and picked up the right option. That ended up being the difference in the end.
I think the Sharks are playing the best football they ever have under Craig Fitzgibbon. And it's all about timing. What's that, 8 from 9 now?
Yep.
Really crept up on us.
Yeah, but they're also doing, like we talk about Nathan, all they need to do is defend well and give him a good kicking game. Their forwards are playing well, the Sharks.
Yeah.
They are playing really well.
Yeah. Assisted well by Ronaldo and Katoa.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So they're back-ended in terms of the forward pack and the back three doing a good job. They just need to find that spark with the spine to deliver the knockout blow. And to be honest, like sitting here now without knowing what happens throughout the week, I have them beating the Raiders.
Yeah, wow.
do.
We'll have a look. We'll do the preview in a second. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Sorry,
okay?
mate. Sorry.
Bit of train spotting stuff, and we've spoken before about that we talk often about shot, and it's about gathering numbers, bees to the honeypot, making them short and vulnerable on the far edge. Similar one when you attack right up close to the line. You'll see Talakai here. This is interesting, and not enough sides take advantage of it. Right, he's brought down inches to the line in and around the post. And look at how many defenders get around. They've got to be short somewhere. Yeah. They're short on either edge. In that situation, just get the ball to the edge as quick as you can.
And Rob Toyer felt under pressure, flew out of the line, and that's all Trindle needed to do was just to evade him slightly.
Mate, again, people talk about it's so hard to attack near the line. Mate, that's how you do it. Just drive someone in close, around the post, and get the ball to the edge with no fuss. And
Brayley, he should be given a try assist for that short pass to Talakai. He then set up the match winner for Rudolph.
Yeah.
So, he knows that if those forwards are dominating, that Brayley's got the skills to take advantage of that. Yeah.
Who, Roosters season, what do you give it out of 10?
Started slow, picked up some momentum, playing their best footy at the back end of the year. I'm going to give them a 7.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job to get where they were, but I think they just laid the foundations for the next premiership. Yeah. Rob Toyer, Mark Nwanga Tuase, Savala, Blake Steep, Siwa Wong.
DCE. Still no announcement. Honestly, it's just it's like the young and the restless.
That's one of the funniest things you've ever said, actually. I'll give you ticks for that.
Low bar.
To be fair, but they blooded some young guys that just might be part of the next premiership.
And look, Tedesco, their best player.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Hugo Zavala too. Excellent find. Rudder. Raiders, Sharks, GIO Stadium, Coops.
I'm going to hit you between the eyes. Can the Raiders bounce back from this?
Oh, they can. Well, I'll say this.
Will they?
They're undefeated at night football in Canberra this year.
Can they? Will they?
I think they'll win.
Yep.
I think Ricky will find a way to get them up emotionally and mentally to win. At home. If it was at Shark Park, I'd go the other. Yep. I think this will be really, really close. I just lean to the Raiders.
If the Raiders do win, Ricky Stewart has his fingerprints all over it. It's what he does from Monday to Friday to get that team back up.
Well, you said last week, Coops, you said you're a little bit worried about the Raiders last week, and you said my concern is if they get beat week 1, they get beat week 2 and they just get bundled out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just feel like young group, super exciting, great to watch. And when everything goes their way, they're a hard to beat team. And they've won back end of games like against Penrith and Mudgee and the Sharks late in the year where they've grinded away and almost got on the weekend. But that's the physical side. There's a mental, there's a spiritual. After everything they went through this year, to get to that moment and just had that balloon popped. It's going to take a hell of a resilient team to back up against the Sharks. And if I'm back in one, I think the Sharks win.
Yeah, right.
I do. Not because they got a better list or better players. I just feel like this is a big sort of shot in the face for the Raiders to bounce back from.
Sunday, day football, Sunday afternoon, could be every bit as dramatic as yesterday.
Sold out of court.
Sold out of court. Dogs versus Panthers. Give me the tail of the tape.
So Ivan and Nathan know Ciraldo. Ciraldo knows Penrith. They both defend exactly the same in terms of their system and things like that. I think the Panthers win this, and if the Dogs win it, it's going to win, as I said before, 10-8 off the best defensive performance we have ever seen. Now, if I'm Ciraldo, I'd go look at Origin Game 3 and see how Queensland stopped Nathan.
Yeah.
And I would come up with a game plan to stop him. If they can do that, they're a chance. If they can't, Penrith will go through to another prelim final.
Well, I tell you something. The Panthers are going to have to be on because you're going to have a bipartisan crowd. You're going to have a huge crowd right behind the Dogs, and the Dogs will go in. And I know, I'm sure they've got something to lose, but they're going to go in with a nothing to lose underdog mentality, which suits that club.
So we've got two good defensive teams. Both know each other inside out. Good coach in Ciraldo, good coach in Ivan Cleary. Come up with a game plan to dissect a good defensive team. I'm backing Nathan Cleary to execute that game plan over Lachlan Galvin or Toby Sexton. That's where it sits for me.
Rightio. Good one, Coops. Same bat time, same bat channel next week.
Good on you, mate.